Hashem Aghajari, Persian, also Seyyed Hashem Aghajari, born 1957, is an Iranian historian, university professor and a critic of the Islamic Republic's government who was sentenced to death in 2002 for apostasy for a speech he gave on Islam urging Iranians to not blindly follow Islamic clerics. In 2004, after domestic Iranian and international outcry, his sentence was reduced to 5 years in prison. Overview: Hashem Aghajari served in the Iran-Iraq War where he lost his right leg below the knee, and his brother. He has been described as having an impeccable Islamic revolutionary record. Quote, he was a history professor at Tabiat Modes University, a teacher training college in Tehran. In June 2002, Aghajari gave an address in Hamadan commemorating the 25th anniversary of the death of Dr. Ali Shariati, criticized some of the present Islamic practices in Iran as being in contradiction with the original practices and ideology of Islam, and calling for Islamic Protestantism and reform in Islam. This prompted an immediate outcry from hardline clerics, who claimed that he was attacking the Prophet of Islam and fundamental Shiite Islamic traditions. Although Aghajari has repeatedly denied that his speech was intended as an attack on Islam or the Prophet. Arrest, trial, sentence and imprisonment. He was arrested the 8th of August. The trial was criticized not only for its harshness but for falling far short of international standards of due process, being conducted behind closed doors, and giving the defendant only limited access to his lawyer. Quote, according to the conservative newspaper Jumhuri Islami, the supreme leader's order was, at first, flagrantly ignored by Prosecutor General Abdulnabi Namazi. According to The Economist magazine, Supreme Leader Khamenei ordered the judiciary to review Aghajari's death sentence. But hardliners in the judiciary at first ignored his order, then assigned the least lenient judges to the review. Quote, although the controversial death sentences have been reduced on appeal, Aghajari refused to appeal the ruling, announcing through his lawyer that those who have issued this verdict have to implement it if they think it is right, or else the judiciary has to handle it. While in prison, his family reported that Aghajari's amputated leg stub was bruised and infected, and that he was unable to stand up, walk, or use the prison's hygiene facilities. The human rights group Amnesty International campaigned against the sentence. The death sentence was denounced by many. The Iranian parliament, President Mohammad Khatami, and Grand Ayatollah Hossein Ali Montazeri condemned it. Demonstrations against the sentence began the day after it was made public on November 6. They are thought to have attracted no more than 5,000 participants, but nonetheless were the most serious protests in Iran since 1999, and are thought to have provoked Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei to order a review of the verdict and a threat to use popular forces besiege against the demonstrators. The sentence was later commuted to 3 years in jail, 2 years in probation, and 5 years suspension of his social rights by the Supreme Court of Iran. In May 2004, the original regional court reinstated the death sentence, but the next month Iran's Supreme Court again reduced it. He was released from prison July 31, 2004 after paying a bail of $122,500, according to the Associated Press. Explanation: according to Mashallah Shamsulvazan, a leading Iranian newspaper editor and confidant of Iranian President Mohammad Khatami, interviewed by Newsweek magazine, the arrest and stiff sentence were an attempt to distract attention from two bills to increase the power of president and curb the hardliner conservatives' supervisory power which reformist President Khatami had introduced into parliament. The failure of Iran's Hezbollah paramilitaries to make a serious attempt to break up the peaceful reformist student protests over the sentence was thought to be associated with Supreme Leader Khamenei's implicit criticism of the sentence and the impartiality of his failing to side with conservative hardliners. Awards and honors. Jan Karski Award for Moral Courage, 2003. See also: Human Rights in Islamic Republic of Iran, Chained Murders of Iran, Persian, BBC Persian article on Aghajari's new sentence, text of offending June 2002 speech, HRW.org, November 2002. Iran. Academics' death sentence condemned.